Welcome all the guests. We're here live in Austria. It's 1:12 in the morning. Motzei Shabbos, we finished Ma'ariv about 10:30, and we finished the Hebrew shir. Some of us were zoichet to have some Lav Malka. Lav Malka is still going on. Yishkoich for waiting up. Not everybody was able to make it. 1:12 was starting the shir. So you're making me why. I don't know what you're doing. All right, so usually I read emails and stuff. I'm just gonna read two emails. One is I just spoke about the story. This girl, Charlotte Hertzberg from Muncie, that was killed, and it caused a lot of people to make up. So listen to this email I got tonight from the father of this girl. This is Yudi Hertzberg from Muncie. I just wanted to say thank you for bringing tremendous visibility to our initiative. There have been thousand plus documented instances of Shalom and resolution of Machloikes since the death of our dear Charlotte. Not to mention the thousands upon thousands of stories that we may never hear. We're motivated to bring 1,000,000 instances of Shalom to Klal Yisrael to bring Mashiach. The initiative is only getting started, and Emir Hashem will be working to get the international community involved as well. Machloikes is such an ugly beast, and together we can work to create so many instances of Shalom to eradicate the klibas of Machloikes throughout Klal Yisrael and bring the ultimate Gula. On another note, family lore has it that my brother Moshe, apparently a classmate of yours in Darche, pulled you out from a cesspool tank in Shar Yoshev bungalow colony many decades ago. Now it's all coming together. Hertzberg. I remember there was a kid in my class, Moshe Hertzberg. So that story, if you don't know, my father was a Rebbe in Shar Yoshev, the yeshiva in Far Rockaway, and we're in the bungalow colony. And on Shabbos, no less, I wanted to build a treehouse with my friends. One of them was Sussman, Yitzi Sussman, Simcha Sussman's brother. And I guess Moshe Hertzberg was there. There was 3 kids there. And we're 4 years old, 3 to 4 years old. We go into the forest over there, and we're looking for wood to build a treehouse. And there's a nice piece of wood I see, like a piece of plywood. Oh, this is great for a treehouse. So I put my hands underneath and I start lifting it up. I lift, and then I fall into the cesspool of the entire bungalow colony. This was the cover of the cesspool. I didn't know. I'm picking it up, a little kid. I'm walking with the wood as I'm pushing it. I fall in and it covered me. And the 2 kids next to me, they had no idea where I left. They were 4 years old. They didn't know. All of a sudden I was gone. They didn't chap that I'm under this piece of wood. They're screaming, and then all I remember is I go flying up, like there's like a surge, like somebody flushed the toilet, and I go up and I hit my head on this piece of wood. And there's a little crack, and I go, ah! And they chapped I was there. So they call my parents. Reb Shmuel Brazil. I once said this story in Chicago. I just remembered. I'm in Chicago saying the story. And as I'm saying the story, Reb Shmuel Brazil walks into the room. He says, I was there. That story is a true story. And Simcha Edelman, that was taking Reb Shmuel Brazil, you know Shmuel Brazil, he's Rosh Yeshiva today. in Eretz Yisrael. Regesh, the whole, yeah. So Simcha Rebbe says, what? It's a true story? Now I have to believe all of Eli's stories. If that was true, okay, great.
That's a big jump.
No, but he heard the Shiva say it's Emsa Maisa. My father and mother come running. My mother, Aleh Shalom, she tripped as she's running she was frantic. She tripped, broke her leg. And my father comes, pulls me out of there. I'm full of, I don't want to describe it. I'm like, the first time, even when I was 4 years old, I was a big tzaddik. I'm like, my yarmulke, give me my yarmulke. He's like, no. We're going to leave the yarmulke in this. Say the gomer. They took me, they rinsed me off, and the whole bungalow came, and they brought me candy. It was a happy day. Says that's he was there, he says. Like, you imagine your brother, Rebbe Fo, was my 10th grade Rebbe in May, many years ago. He's a great Rebbe as well. Thank you again for everything you do for Klal Yisrael, specifically to bring more schusim to Charlotte and Shama. Hope you had a wonderful Shabbos. Yutzi Hertzberg. Shalom for Charlotte.com. One more. Dear Rebbe Eli and MDY team, we wanted to wish Mazel Tov to our son, Eli Bant, age 14, from Manchester. Pictured you with you last summer, who just completed a full year of learning the Daf with MDY, often doing early morning before Shachars in school. He's sponsoring Kiddush and Shabbos in honor of this, and also encouraged some of his friends to join the MDY family. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your inspirational and unique shir. Kol Tov, David and Kareem Bant. Makirim? No? Anybody? I have to say, because of the late hour, that Shabbos was over, it only gave me an hour to prepare. Usually I have 2 hours to stick in. Not Mendy, I was joking around. Go. Guys, you ready?
I'm not joking.
Are you ready here to share? Well, I don't need you to be here twice. Okay. So anyway, we have almost close to 60 slides today. 60 pictures and videos and everything. It's all. I have to thank Kobe, who's sitting in the corner. He's on my computer now. He's doing the because Mark is still Shabbos in America. He's doing the technology that's behind there. Rebelli Sefer Torah Griff sponsors specific psukim with powerful messages. There's a few psukim left. Actually, let's say thank you to, where's he? Oh, here he is. What's your first name? Remind me, Palchik. Naftali, that's right. Somebody's talking on my thing. What, did I hear you? Let me shut it off. So Naftali Palchik donated a parsha today, $3,600, and the total berach is unbelievable. They were doing selling aliyahs and stuff. That's €100. This I screamed from my place over here. I said, maybe if the money went to MDY, and MDY will give you 10%, you'll make more money. V'kach hava. MDY made like $25,000, and what?
I believe he started it.
That's right.
The whole thing.
The big money.
Yeah,
that's right. He did. Tishkoyach, excellent. And then he came to me. He came to not to me, to you, to somebody, to Avi. Maybe he said he was right. We made more money on the 10% than we would have made selling aliyahs. Okay, great. I'm not going to read all the recent Sefer Torah sponsors, and I want to do it tomorrow. So somebody, maybe Kobe, throw it into the next year, because I got to move over here. Reuben Epstein is doing the daf in the Catskills. The daf came to life. He's learning the sugya of chickens.
Kid you not.
Yesterday's sugya. And here he is. It's not.
The chicken's walking over. The Gemara over here is talking about how many Eden the chicken has.
This chickens walked right by him. Mamish, a nice nigla. Okay, I'm going to show you soon what happened to me today while I was learning the daf. Very interesting thing. Today, super, super easy and super interesting daf that we have today. Very, very interesting stuff. The official edition of MDY Shas, the Masechet sponsored by Zevin Yal Shulov, Perek, by Ilana Mary Davidovici, who are coming next Shabbos. Linishmas Yishai Ben Aaron. We had almost 25 MDY rooms here this Shabbos. Very nice. Beautiful massive. What?
26.
Wow. Should I turn the camera around? You don't want camera. 26. We had 3 guys here in the Hebrew shir that never saw the shir before. And we had the psychologist, the guy that spoke very nicely today by us. What's his name?
Ariel Videm.
He's a top guy. Mamsha, a chashuv guy.
Yeah,
and there was a few other guys that never saw the shir. Oh, the guy on the guitar who played, it was the first time. So I said, I'm here, he says. I'm staying. That's it, I'm done.
We're coming just to get this.
That's right. Daf Nun Tes, sponsored by Shmuel and Rivital. Here's our Gemara here. Where's my Gemara? Show them the MDY Gemara. This is MDY production. Brand new taich with a lot of pictures, but not enough. Be'ez Hashem. And every daf has a QR code, so you can go on the QR code and you go straight to the pictures, to the videos, to the shir. It's very cool. Here, pictures. There's a lot of pictures, but not in future volumes. More and more. Be'ez Hashem. So Daf Nun Tes of Chullin by Shmuel and Revital Wasserman. Nishmas Yosef Chaviv ben Avram. The Masechta is sponsored by David Solomon, dedicated in memory of Avimori Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Dozer from the Vracha, the Palchik Found Foundation. He's here, sitting in the room, in honor of MDY Latin America and their warm hospitality. Ivamos simpere adelante. What did you say he meant? Weiter.
Always kadima.
Always kadima. Anonymous. Hatzlach Baruch Zimigashvis, and thank you to Chief Benny. Shmuel and I always Schuster for continuing that tzloch and nachas from our children. Anonymous, we complete refor Shneim and Aruchas Yom to Leibas Esther, B'Yom and Daniel Roosevelt Breeze of Simcha. Monthly sponsors, Anonymous, to our Chaver, was just nifter at a very young age, 40. How old was he? Yonatan Eitan.
51.
He's 51. Lili Nishmas, Yonatan Eitan ben Mordechai Zev HaKohen, just mamash a week ago. Zechron Levracha. The Tzviz, Lili Nishmas, Yonatan Eitan ben Mordechai Zev HaKohen, Zechron Levracha. Monthly sponsors are Simon for Shleim Avi Mori Baruch Bemir. Anonymous for Shleim Avi Baruch Ben Yehuda Zer Avram Yishai Ben Slav Dvorio Amen. The Spanish year sponsor a big refor Shleim, the close friend Naftali Harris Ben Chaya Pesia. Daily sponsors are bottom trustee, CEO, and staff of the London Board of Shchita for Shchita. In honor of our outstanding Rosh Tzevet, Rabbi Avram Weisvish Shlita, and everything he does to enhance Shchita standards in Europe. He wanted to come for Shabbos. Didn't work out. It would have been unbelievable. What he added to Chullin is unbelievable. So I didn't know he's a Rosh Tzevet. Shkoyach. Anonymous. Rabbi Aaron Yaakov Ben Reb Chaim Nachman Zechron Alan J. Rosenberg and his yard side Yud Gimel Tammuz. And the YR, L'Refur Shnei Mordechai Ben Esther, L'Refur Sayel Daniel Zev Ben Ayel Dezer Rabbi Yisai. Here we go. We're holding Daf Nun Ches Amud Beis by the Mishnah. So if today's your first day, it's a brand new start. New Mishnah. Even if there's no Mishnah, you could start in the middle of something. But Daf Yomi, every 5 minutes, something new. But here we have a new Mishnah. We're talking about, the whole parak is about what animals are treif, what animals are kosher. Today we're going to go into the famous Malagera, Mafres Parsa Sugya. Very, very interesting stuff. So the Mishnah says, Achuzas Hadam. If an animal has too much blood, time of the Gemara, even when people got sick, they would do a lot of bloodletting, they would take out blood. They do it also for animals. Too much blood. They have that thing today. Something like too much blood. Achuzas Hadam Vamushenes. An animal that smokes. No, I'm kidding. Has smoke inhalation, has too much smoke in it. Vamtzunenes has a good gesunte cold. V'sha'achla hardufni. Hardufni will kill an animal. Just kill it. It's poison. A human eats it, it's nothing. I don't know, nothing, not a big deal. V'sha'achla tzoyes tarangolim, an animal that ate these kind of things that could kill it, or even the feces of a chicken, or sheshasa mayim aroim. This is super interesting. What's bad water? Bad water for human beings is water that you left overnight. You left megula, not overnight. You even leave 2 minutes. You're not watching it. It's my megulim. Same thing for an animal. It's bad for the animal. Why? Because maybe a snake put its venom in there. It's bad. Sheira. It's not one of the 18 treifas, so it's kosher. So some of you know that we used to have an einikel, a 4-legged einikel. What happened? My son's Rosh Yeshiva called us in and said, your son needs a dog. That's it. I don't want to hear no. I said, we're not getting a dog. No. You're getting a dog, it's sakonas nefashis, it's pekuach nefesh, it's this, it's that. You got to do it. So we got him a dog. The dog is still alive. Actually, he sent me a video on there. He lives in, now he lives in upstate Illinois, out of Yupitzville. He does nursing. He works in the nursing homes. So this dog, those who know, a dog. If a dog eats chocolate, it'll die. Will die. A bar of chocolate, shalom. Does that mean a human being can't eat chocolate? A human being loves chocolate. We all ate chocolate this morning. We all had chocolate. So if a dog eats chocolate, it's not good for him, but it's good for the. So let's say the same thing would happen with a cow. If a cow ate chocolate, it would die. So if a cow ate chocolate, you're allowed to eat the cow. It's not going to do anything to you. It'll do something to the cow, but not to you. Some things kill a cow, don't kill a person. Something kill a person, don't kill a cow. If the cow gets bitten by a snake and there's the snake venom in the cow, you have a problem. If you eat a steak, you might get the venom. It's problematic. So that's what the Mishnah is saying here. Usha achlar dufni, it's like eating chocolate. Kshera, you're allowed to eat the cow. Not a problem. But achla samamaves, if it eats poison, human poison, or a snake bit it, muter is mishum treifa. It's not going to be a treifa, but vasura mishum sakanas nefashos. You have an issa to eat this because it's dangerous. Amar Shmuel, says the Gemara, halito chiltis treifa. If you feed this animal chiltis, it's treifa. What's chiltis? This is chiltis. I don't want to try to pronounce this as a fatira, whatever. How do you say it?
Rasha says Lazar.
Okay, shkoyach. Thank you. The Bakoide. The Bakoide zugt was?
Says Lazar. No, what is it?
Does it help you?
What?
Lazar.
I don't know.
Okay, so look at the picture here. Look here. This is it right here. If a cow eats this, it's very dangerous for it. I have a video to show you. I'll prove it in the video. It's very, very bad. My time the menakvil. It'll make holes, puncture holes in its intestines. Imagine if a cow has holes in its intestines and drinks something, what's going to happen? It's going to spray water everywhere. It's very bad. So, Moser Rav Shizvi, I have a question. No, but in a second. You're telling me that if it eats chiltis, it becomes a treifa. Why? Because we know that if the intestines of an animal has a small, tiny hole, it becomes a treifa. If it eats chiltis, forget about it. It's going to have 20 holes. The problem is, it says somewhere else that chiltis is kosher, the animal's not treif. The things from our Mishnah that has too much blood, has smoke, v'shachlar dufni, it ate our dufni. V'shachlar says Tarnagam v'shas ma'im bad water. Hilita. Oh, here we go. Hilita tia chiltis. If it ate this chiltis upilpulin. So this guy, I have to tell you about chiltin, about pilpulin. My father-in-law, he has a bad tongue. Like his tongue doesn't taste. He loves hot peppers. When he goes to a restaurant, he says, "Give me hot." So he goes to. We were in Shallots. He goes every single week to Shallots. By the way, I thought today, Avi, that maybe the first discussion that ever existed about the shir, because the forerunner to the shir was that discussion I had with you in Shallots, telling you that I want to move to Eretz Yisrael. We didn't really know each other then, but that was our first conversation about Eretz Yisrael, and that because of that conversation, because of Eretz Yisrael, the whole shir exists. But anyways, this just popped in my mind how things work. I'll call upon him. We're in Chalts, and he tells the waiter, he says, the hot pepper you gave me last week was nothing. Give me something strong. So the guy, I saw like a little smirk in his face. I didn't know what it meant. I got you covered, doctor. I got you covered. He comes back, he says, okay, here's the sushi. So I finally taste it. He says, oh, not bad. It's good. He says, Eli, I want you to try it. Now, you have to understand that jalapeno is, I can't even do jalapeno. It's only like a 2,000 on the scale. It's a 2,000. The little red one. This thing, we found out later, was like 1,000,000. It's something with sugar. You don't even, so I eat it.
Was it ghost pepper or?
Something crazy. Something 100 times more than a jalapeno. 100 times more. There's a scale, it tells you. We did the scale, and I put it on. It was in my tongue. It felt that my tongue was on the flame, but literally like somebody was lighting it. I don't know what to do. And he's laughing. They're all laughing, and like I try to drink water. No, you don't drink water because you drink water, it goes everywhere. So you have to eat bread and milk, but you can't eat milk because it's a fleshik restaurant. Fragnished. So if you give that pilpul to a cow, it's not the end of the world. Ochlas hamamav, it's not the end of the world. Kshera.
Father-in-law loves you.
Yeah, like all father-in-laws. Hekisha nachash, oishanashcha kelev shaita. But if, so we already saw the problem. The problem is the chiltas. The chiltas says over here kshera, and we learned in the brisa that's treif. So what do? Is the chiltas, this yellow flower over here? We learned that it makes an animal treif, and then we say that it doesn't make the animal treif. Stira. And then we have another problem. Ochla sama maves, if you eat poison, if it ain't kshera. And that's a problem because Shmuel said that if you eat poison, in the Mishnah it says eat poison, it's treif. Next thing. So we got to the question, but we have to finish off the brisa. If a snake bit this animal or a rabid dog bit the animal, it's not a treif, it's not one of the 18, but don't eat it because it's a danger. What do we do? On the one hand, it says chiltas makes the animal treif. The other one says not treif. Same question as samamavas. If you give the animal chiltas that's leaves, then it's okay. It won't kill. You give him those pits with the seeds, forget about it. He's a goner. So we have a video to prove all this. Oh, here. Let me just show you this one. The Scoville scale. Types of peppers. You should go for putting in there. We're talking about bell peppers, nothing. That's what we eat. Jalapeno is like fifth from the bottom. It's 2,500, 8,000. It's not bad. He probably gave me a cayenne or something. I don't know what. Maybe, no. Oh, habanero. That's what it was. Habanero. But maybe it was more than that. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. Okay, he gave me, just for the mice, to make the mice interesting, he gave me the Carolina Reaper. 1.4 million. That's exactly what he gave me. You can't even, yeah, my father-in-law could eat them and it's garnished. Okay, anyways, here's the chiltas. He doesn't feel it. Yeah. Here we go.
תביא לי לנשנש חלטית. אני אוהב חריף.
I like חריף.
הצילו! שורף לי! אוי לא! הבאתי לו את הגרגרים ולא את העלים! המעיים שלו יתקפו והוא יהיה טרפה! מהר, קח מים, תשתה!
Know what happens when your intestines get holes in them?
You feel very good.
Okay. Gewaltig. Okay, weiter. Says the Gemara. Oh, so that we answered the difference in the chiltas. But Samamav is like Hasha. What's the answer? How come one place it says that poison makes the animal treif, and the other place says poison does not make animal treif? Hadida, hadadam, the chocolate. If it's a poison that kills an animal, only an animal like chocolate, then a human is allowed to eat the meat. Hadadam, but if it's poison that kills human beings, it's in the meat, so you can't eat it. Samamav is the behema, hainu redufni. It's just a side question. We already spoke about redufni, so why are you saying samamav? Samamav is redufni. It's one and the same. You're right, Trey Gavin and Samamavis, we're talking about two different types of poison. Okay. My teal, what's this teal that we're talking about? Omer Aviyuda Ikro de Mirita. In English, it's called aconite. You know what that is? I don't either. And in Hebrew, you don't speak Hebrew, so it's not important. It's very poisonous. Great. Omer Aviyuda. It's like a little bit of agata here. We have agata no mebeis if we'll ever get to it. If you eat like 3 shekel worth of chiltas, that we said before makes holes in an animal, you can imagine what it does to a human being. Aliba rekana on an empty stomach, empty heart, mishtalach mashche, his skin will literally fall off. I once had a story with myself. It's mamish like I say, I only ate 1, not 3. The Gemara talks about 3. 1. If I wouldn't have jumped into the pool, my skin would have fallen off. I Mamish was Mekayim this pasuk that Chachma, when you know the Torah, you know Gemara, you know different things, it made me live. Because if I wouldn't have known, I would have just sat there and all of a sudden my skin would have peeled off and he probably would have gone bye-bye. So the Chachma, the Torah, Techaya Ba'aleh, gives life to the owner. Omer Rabbi Yosef, Hayman da'ochel shitzri be'eh, if you eat 16 eggs, don't ever try this. Rabbi say 16 eggs, v'arboyam guzei, 4 or 40 nuts, v'shav butisa de pirche, and 7 caper berry things, v'shasir v'yasa duvshan, and a revius of honey, b'tkufas tamas in the summer, aliba rekana, on an empty stomach with an open heart, misakatali delibe, the strings holding up the heart are gonna snap. It gives you a heart attack. Ahu bar Tavio, the Asalabei Reish Gelusa, they brought this deer. They wanted to eat a deer. They bring him to have a mafsik karim basriyasa. His rear feet was severed, broken. So Batke Rabbit Soim Sagidin Vachshira. What's Soim Sagidin? So this is just the chicken. I don't have a good one for, we were learning the chicken one. It's in this area of the foot. And what you do is, it has, the Gemara tells us it has 16 different strings. It's a stringy kind of tendon. 16 strings. You put your finger in there like this guy. And this is what Rav did. He did it to the deer. He put his finger, gave it a pull. He saw that the strings are intact. They're not falling apart. Great, you could eat it. He wanted to eat it, rear. Go to the restaurant, rear, well done. I want to eat it rear. The problem with the rear is that some of the juices, some of the things are still in there. Aren't you scared that maybe the reason why he can't walk is not because it got some, maybe it was bitten by a snake. It's like paralyzed. So right now it has snake venom in it, and you're going to be eating it rear. You didn't cook it out. It's in there. Very interesting that in another Gemara, the famous Gemara, that Shmuel saved Rav's life. Rav had a terrible stomach ailment, and Shmuel gave him this thing that made him run to the bathroom, something, I don't remember the whole thing. It's very embarrassing for Rav. And Rav cursed him. He says, whoever gave me that medicine, that saved him actually, shouldn't have any sons. And Taka Shmuel never had sons, and Rav felt really bad, and Rav always gave Shmuel a lot of honor, a lot of kavod. Even though Shmuel wasn't even close to Rav in learning, Rav was considered the Gadol Hadar and he was much greater. The Gemara always talks about Rav and Shmuel because of that story. Here's another time, and Shmuel was a doctor. So Shmuel knew this stuff and Shmuel saved him again. He says, so if you're right, so what should I do? I want to eat this deer. Venison, Anybody here ever eat venison? Deer. 2 people. 3 people. Lavana. Shallots they used to serve, yeah.
Salad, some stores.
Okay, B'kitzer, what should I do? So he says, put it in the oven, slow cook it, don't do this rear stuff, and you'll be able to tell. Oisvei, he put it in the oven, pieces started falling off. He realized that this meat is infected with this venom. And Hashem saved tzaddikim. Here, I was here at the right place, the right time, I saved you. And Rav threw out a pasuk to Shmuel, Kol raz lo yoneslach. Every secret, all the secrets of the Torah, thank you, you saved my life. Great. So now we're jumping into the super interesting sugya of the simanim of the animals. Simanim behema v'chaya nemru min ha-Torah. The Torah tells us that in order to be kosher, you have to be malik gera and mafres parsa. What does that mean? Chew its cud. What does that mean? And split hooves. So malik gera, we have a little bit of a video here.
Now, when the cow goes out to graze, she eats the grass really as quickly as possible and swallows it almost unchanged. That comes into the rumen, and at that point, it's really quite difficult.
It's called keres, goes into the keres.
Through the cell wall and start the chemical digestion of the plant fiber. So what the cow has also evolved is this really elegant mechanism of rumination. In this, she moves the food round in the rumen, and then a bolus of food is regurgitated, passes up to the mouth,
Regurgitated.
and
Oh,
then she
I like
takes
that
it in
word.
her mouth and chews it rather as old cowboys would chew tobacco. 20 chews on one side, 20 chews on the other. This breaks it up, and it comes back down again into the rumen.
Okay, so basically we said if you don't understand English, like real English, the cow eats and all the grass goes into the keres. That's stage one. It's a big giant bag and it mixes in there with all stuff, but it doesn't break down very well. And then from there it goes to the base of kaisis. Base of kaisis, it makes it into small little balls. It has like, you look at it, it looks like a honeycomb, and the grass goes into those balls. And then from there, it pops it back out somehow. I don't know how it works exactly, but it goes back from the same pipe that it came in, goes right back to the mouth. And then the cow chews it again, 20 times on each side, he says. 20 times, that's what he said over here.
20 times each side.
20 times each side. Chews it this way, chews it that way. Then when he swallows it, somehow, I don't know how this thing works, it doesn't go through that whole thing again. It goes straight to the hemsis. Like, it's able, from the consistency, it knows. It directs it to another place, to stomach number 3, which is hemsis, and from there it goes to keva. Okay. Now, every animal in the world that's malagera and chaya, deer also, the malagera is kosher. Besides what? There are animals that are malagera, 2 types of animals that are malagera, but they're not mafritz parza. They don't have the split hoof. What's a split hoof? Looks like. Anybody want to take a guess if you didn't hear the share before? What is malagera, but doesn't have split hooves? Here's a split hoof. The bottom looks literally like 2 separate feet, completely split. We know that a chazer has that, but it's not malagera. What's malagera? Regurgitates its food, but doesn't have. It's only one animal, one big animal called a camel, and a small animal, rabbit. Very good. Okay, Zok the Gemara. V'simone, this is the Mishnah. We're in the beginning of the Mishnah. Simone be'evim chay nemer in Torah. That's in the Torah. V'simone oif, loy nemer. So the Torah tells us there are 24 non-kosher birds. You have the owl and a nesher and a this, a zniya, a chasida, all these things. 24. Anything that's not in the 24 birds, and there's tens, I don't even know, look it up. Avi, how many birds are there? Tens of thousands, I would say, right?
How many species?
How many species? There's thousands. In Ramat Bet Shemesh alone, there's 1,000. Anyway, no.
It's looking it up. There's 24 non-kosher birds. Not that too.
No, that's right. So it's interesting. There's 24 non-kosher birds, but everything else is kosher. Every other bird is kosher if it doesn't fit into the 24 birds.
10,000 species.
Oh, I guessed it. Beautiful. 10,000 species. What did I say? Did I say 10,000? I said thousands. Okay, whatever. 10,000 species. Anyways, there's 24 birds that are treif. The rest are kosher. But we don't know. There's no simanim of what's kosher. Maybe that bird that you're thinking of eating.
By the way, there's 3 things that chew their cud and don't have split hooves.
Yeah, the hyrax. The hyrax, rabbit, and the, right. I threw the rabbit and the hyrax in the same thing. Fine. Similar, they look similar. I'll show you a picture of them soon. You're right. So, question, is a parrot kosher? Parrot. No, not kosher. Why? Why not? So we're going to see. I'll show you a picture of a parrot.
550 species.
Who?
550.
Who says 550?
RBS has 550.
No, for real.
Yeah.
RBS. Ramat Bet Shemesh has 500 species. They only have 5 birds. I counted maybe 10 types of birds in our neighborhood.
Maybe if those are like subspecies of pigeons.
No, around
Exactly.
Bet Shemesh, it's 200 to 250.
Really?
2 to 250 around Bet Shemesh.
I only know 10. 10 common ones. Okay. Says the Mishnah. We got to move over here. It's going to be 2 o'clock before we know it. Wow, it is 1:45. Shem Yirachem.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, but look at the crowd.
It's not normal. We had a great Shabbos here. 25 rooms of empty wires, he said. 26 of people with singing. And this is very, very nice Shabbos. Very nice. Yeah. It's not a Shabbat tone. We're minding our own business, but it's still Geshmak. Yeah. What do you say?
No, I'm saying there's a lot of people who are learning very late at night
Correct.
on vacation.
I told somebody today, there was a Hasidic guy that's part of our shir. I don't know his name. He davened Shachris. The guy that davened Shachris. No, Ger Chassid like? Streimel?
No, not Schreiber.
Yankee sounds right.
Erlanger?
Erlinger.
Sifta guy?
Yeah.
Erlanger.
Yeah.
Erlanger.
Never really schmoozed with the guy before, but he said that he never learned Masas Shabbos. He does the daf with us since, I don't know what, Friday and Shabbos. 2 days a week he doesn't do the daf. He says, this, tonight, was the first time he ever learned Masas Shabbos. So I told him, I said, look, I know how it goes. The meal was over at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Over. First there's a davening, then there's kiddush. By the time, 4 o'clock. Then what do you do at 4 o'clock? What do? Everybody go to sleep for 3 hours. Then there's mincha. So it turns out that the whole day went by, you don't learn. You don't even open up a sefer. A lot of people that don't do the Daf Yomi, it's normal. Even if you do Iyun, if you don't have that consistency, here's a perfect example of a day that just goes by, you didn't open up a sefer. It's chaval. So here we go. People that do Daf, they're very dedicated. Even at 2 o'clock in the morning, they're learning. It's not a big deal. Weiter. And it's also Geshmak over here. Let's go. Says the Gemara. Now, it was boring, no, but it's very Geshmak. So, gewaldig. I can say so myself. Where are we? I know, but I wanna make sure I'm not gonna miss this guy. What was that? Okay. So says the Mishnah. Leon, why are you sitting all the way over there? You come all the way from South Africa for Shabbos. You're sitting like you're in South Africa. You want to sneak out and go to your room in the middle? That's okay. You could get up and go. Zog the Gemara, the Mishnah. Kol Avlamur Chachamim. Koloif had doires tome. I love this picture. This is from Kol Alshon. This is a parrot. A parrot, there's 2 things you can see in this picture. A parrot takes his food and picks it up and brings it to his mouth. A pigeon doesn't do that. Chickens can't do that. They don't do that. They don't use their feet as a hand. A parrot, an eagle, I saw the hawks. They kill an ant and they start eating like this. Like Another interesting thing you see on this picture is that a parrot has 4 fingers. But what do you see over here? You only see 2. Why do you see 2? Because 2 go in the front, 2 go in the back. That's another siman of treif. A kosher bird doesn't do that. All his fingers, all 3, are in the front. They have like a oneer that there is a kosher chicken, all in the front. So that's a siman of, even though the Torah doesn't give a simanim, we have a siman. So Darius over here doesn't, in Hebrew, Dores means to pounce upon and kill. Over here means to hold your food in your hand. It has an extra finger. So here's an extra finger. Machlokes Rashi and the Rabbi, but we go with Rashi. Extra finger means that little one in the back. And so what's a zepek? So up. No, there's too much up. Oh, here we go. This one. All the way on the left is where the bird eats. It goes into the esophagus, into that tube, and it goes into a little sack. That sack is called a zepek. That's the first stage. And then it moves on to the kurkavan. People eat the kurkavan. I don't even know how to say it in English. In Hebrew, it's kurkavan. A pipik, I think. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So the kurkavan has an inside pocket, inside like a layer. This yellow on the right, if you could pop it out quickly, that means it's kosher. The kurkavan nikla, if you could peel it off, tar. Huh?
Gizzard.
Gizzard.
Yeah, the gizzard.
Oh.
Or the navel.
Or in Yiddish, a pipik.
Okay.
Is that what they eat? That's how they say it, or a kid has a... Do they eat pipik?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't sell them anymore.
They don't?
Sell them,
Rebbe Loza, Rebbe Tzadok, Oimer Koliv HaChoyligis Raglav Tomei. If the bird puts 2 fingers on this side and 2 fingers on that side, then we have, Oh yeah, we have a video of it. Geschmack video. Okay. 31. Let me just see how many pictures we have total. Hold on a second. 70. We have 70 slides, and this all happened in 1 hour after Motzei Shabbos. Put it all together. Well, with the artists are still working on it. They're added. 31. Here we go. Rabbi said, take a look at this video. Geschmack video. I'll show you what the two fingers in the front, 2 fingers in the back look like. This is our building in Eretz Yisrael. This is America's Daf Yomi.
אתה טהור? תיכנס לבדיקה בבקשה. אני רואה זפק, קורקוון שנקלף, ויש גם אצבע יתרה. מצוין. שיעור נעים.
תודה רבה!
חכה! תעלה על החבל! יש לי פה אוף דורס! אני חוזר, אוף דורס!
Okay, try to sneak into the shear. He's not even kosher. Okay. Zok the Mishnah. We're still in the Mishnah. Ubechagavim. When it comes to grasshoppers, here's a grasshopper. Kol sheish arba raglaim. As long as he has 4 feet, va'arba knafayim, and 4 wings, v'kartzulayim, and 2 jumpers. Here. So you see on the grasshopper, he has 4 legs in the front, but these giant guys, so interesting how Hashem made this thing, no? It's a giant machine. Imagine if basketball players had that. Like 2 little jumpers. Whee! They could dunk on a 20-foot basket. Here its wings are open. And because that's the next thing, it has to be choifer roiv. Glove of choivim is rubai. I can't even say the story because I just said it a week ago, but I have to say it. We have some new people here, and I got to say the Maisa. The famous story they say about Reb Chaim Kanievsky, and there's a video of him saying, yes, it's a true story. The guy asks him, is it true that when you're learning this, mamish, this sugi right over here in Chullin Daf Nun Tes, that a grasshopper jumped on his Gemara? So he said, yeah, it's true. So there's a guy that said it's not true. The story's not true. Not true. Can't be, they make up these stories about Gedolim Shtusim. So he came home, and this story is brought down in the Aleinu Shabeach in Reb Zilberstein Sefer. So he comes home, opens up the door, and there's thousands of grasshoppers all over his living room. So now it's like, he made fun of the story, boom. So the hemshech of the story is that somebody read this story in the Aleinu Shabeach, and he says, Shtusim, the story's not even true. The guy comes home that night, he opens up the door, and there's 1,000 Aleinu Shabeachs in his dining room. Yeah. Verstehst? That's the Maisa. I had a Maisa Shahaya. Maisa Shahaya. Listen, I'm not on Reb Chaim Kanievsky's Madrega yet, but I had a Geschmack Maisa. I'm going to tell you soon. Can't make this stuff up. Says the Mishnah, Uknaf of Chayvim Misrubai. You need its wings to cover most of its body. In addition to all these simanim, that's 4 legs, 2 jumpers, wings, the whole thing, it needs to be called the chagav, because today we don't eat grasshoppers. I actually have a whole box of grasshoppers at home that have a hechsher. So usually when we talk about grasshoppers, I bring the shirbutz in Eretz Yisrael. But Teimanim eat it, and some Moroccans. But they have a Messiris, and there's about 800. The Gemara says 800 types of grasshoppers. Look it up, Taka. Who wants to look it up for me? Who?
My great-grandmother used to eat them.
She was what?
From somewhere in
Casablanca?
in
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, right.
Gibraltar.
They eat them. My father found them and he showed it to her, and she said, "Yeah, that's it."
Because you have to know how it looks. Where the Kutsulayim. Huh?
Yeah, you had show that video on.
No. Reb Hershel Schachter ate it. Oh, in the Hebrew one, somebody ate it.
Somebody ate it.
Really? I don't remember that.
תגיד ברכה, לא?
אמרת קודם על מים.
Really?
טוב,
I don't remember.
נו עכשיו.
So we should pull out the video every time we talk about Chagah. Ubedogim and fish. Shh. Ubedogim, here's a fish. There's two simonim. Kol she yesh lo snapir v'kaskesses. Kaskesses is like no. How do you say it in English? No, they used to wear armor, like armor. And the snapir are these guys on top or on the bottom, like wings.
There's 11,000 species of grasshoppers
11,000.
and locusts. They combine them.
So when the Gemara says 800, it's not a guzma at all.
How many in RBS?
We just you need to be the official Claude ChatGPT guy. Like every question we have in Milshir, Yishmak. All you need is two of these armors and one snapper. Ve'elim kaskasin. This is it. They have to be part of its skin. That when you look at a fish, it looks like he's flying. He goes like this with his snapir. Torah abana. Eilan simone behema. Kol behema mafresh parso. V'goymer. The end of this puzzle. Kol behema shemalas geira. So now the Brisa says a rule, which is the Gemara is going to say that we have to just flip it around. The words are good, but they're said in the wrong order. Anytime you find an animal that regurgitates its food, it chews its cud. First of all, you should know it doesn't have teeth, and since it doesn't have teeth and it's malager, it's tar. You should know the side. Every animal that's malager. As the Gemara Klolo, that can be a rule. Barigamo, the maligerahu, a camel regurgitates its food. It's a super interesting animal. In Morocco, we went on a camel trip. It's just a weird, interesting. It doesn't have to drink for who knows how long. It's just interesting animal. It has two eyelids because like we were standing there and the sand was getting in our eyes. It's disgusting. You have to wear goggles just to stand outside in the middle of the desert in the Sahara. And it has like two eyelids, some interesting mechanism that it has, and it's a mud animal. It bites at this. Okay. So anyway, very gomel the maligeru ve'lo shinaim lamala. It doesn't even have teeth on the top. The tame. Why is it tame? If you're telling me it doesn't have teeth on top, it's tar. Here's an animal that doesn't have teeth on top. It's tame. Says Gemara gomel nivi islay. What are you talking about? It has teeth. Take a look. It has something called nivi. Like in English, it would probably be called canines. What does the article call them?
Canines.
Canines. Okay. You sure?
Yep.
Because I don't have my English art scroll here. That's an Eretz Yisrael.
Camel has canines. In
Canines, yeah. Canines. It has canines. Those two teeth on top, that's enough to make it be called teeth. So that's within the rule. Says Gemara, very ben gamo. What about a little camel? Until it's 6 years old, it doesn't have these upper teeth. Visu, and the obvious question on that is, so what? But its breed, its mother has teeth, so it's not okay. Finally, the Gemara says better questions. Visu hari shafon, a hyrax, varneves, and a hare, like a rabbit. That's what we call them. Here are the two of them. They malagerem, they regurgitate their food. And they have teeth on top. And they're tummy. So this is a very difficult line to explain. There are people who have a lot of problems with this because the rabbits that we know today do not regurgitate the food. So Reb Shamshon Fall Hirsch talks about it. He has a whole thing. He says that our nevis is not what just because we call it today in Hebrew a rabbit, it means something else. But what is it? V'chulu v'chulu. One pshat I saw is that the rabbit, after it relieves itself, it will eat its soya. So that's called regurgitation. Okay, different pshatim. But it's a topic. Where does it even mention teeth in the Torah? This is the pshat. This is the rule. If it doesn't have teeth, not if it. We started before. If it's malagera, it doesn't have teeth, then it's tar. No, if it doesn't have teeth, if it doesn't have teeth on top, we saw by the shechita 2 weeks ago. It just has teeth on the bottom. It has just about the whole top What? Oh, here's a camel. Oh, very nice. This was from our thing? You took this picture?
Yeah.
It doesn't even have Nevi. It doesn't have canines, this one.
Wow.
This must be less than 6 years old. Oh, it has something coming out over there. You see, they're starting to come out in this picture. I'm not joking. You took this picture, Javi. Wow.
Wow.
Well, compared to the bottom ones, for sure, it doesn't have top ones. But anyway, cool.
A little white coming out.
Yeah, that's the baby teeth. They're starting to come in. He's teething. This guy's teething. He needs a pacifier. Okay, so mom is teething, no? See that?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. So says the Gemara. Oh, we lived so check its feet and see if it has split hooves. Besides, of course, a chazer. You know what a chazer looks like, so check its feet. No, they're chopped off. Check its mouth. We were on the safari, and I asked everybody, I said, what do you think about this animal? We saw tens of thousands of these in one shot, without a guzma. It's called the wildebeest. For miles upon miles, they were during the migration, before the migration, after, I don't even know. They have a million something. We saw tens of thousands and thousands, unlimited. The eyes, you go through them and they run. The wildebeest, the wilde chayes. It looks kosher to me. So is it kosher or not? Nobody talks about it, kosher. So he says like this: if you're in the midbar, all you need to do is look inside its mouth. So tonight I went on Google and I looked. This is what I came up with. Look at this. This is like the dentist, the wildebeest dentist. Took the X-rays. It has bottom teeth. It doesn't have upper teeth. The guy on the left is the upper teeth. Doesn't have upper teeth. Comes out according to this Gemara, wildebeest is kosher. That's what we thought. It looks like a regular behemoth over there. And you know how much meat you can get? Wow, millions for free. It's crazy, unlimited. The buffalo, the zebra. Well, zebra's not kosher, but the giraffes maybe. Says the Gemara. Then you can eat it. What about Messiah? I don't know Messiah. This says over here you can eat it. You're in the midbar. You're hungry. You're going to eat something. Unless you know that it's tmeya. If it doesn't have the teeth, if it has teeth, then you know it's tamei. You have to just recognize that it's not a camel. You have to know what a camel looks like and how it acts. If you know the wildebeest is not a camel, you could eat it. Gamal, ask the Gemara, but it has canines. Ella, ben gamal. You should know the younger camel doesn't have any teeth on top. Ask the Gemara, ben gamal. You know that there is one animal that even though it's maligera and it doesn't have teeth, this ben gamal doesn't have teeth, even the young one, only the young one. So maybe maybe there's another animal in the world somewhere in I don't know what in India, in Pakistan. I don't know what you check the whole world. Maybe there's an animal over there that doesn't have teeth and it's kosher. The only animal in the world that's maligera and is not kosher and it doesn't have the split hooves is a camel, and the next pasuk, which is the shafan and Nar Nevis. That's it. The one who rules the world, the Rebbeinu Shalom, he knows. And a lot of people want to prove that the Torah is real from here because there's millions of species of animals. And Moshe Rabbeinu, they went through, they saw all the animals. How do they know to say that there's only one animal in the entire world that's maligera and not mafres parsa? They never found a steer to this. Who? Only this gamal. Who? You're going on the way and you don't have what to eat, then you find that animal that you can check its mouth to see the teeth situation. So look at its feet. If it has split hooves, then it starts. And make sure it's not a pig, because a pig, a chazer, he's showing over here, a chazer is maligera. I'm sorry, not Maligera. It only has one stomach. You see, it doesn't have the four stomachs, the whole situation that a cow has. And this, those who know, they have these in Eretz Yisrael. These are one of the worst enemies of farmers. They kill. You have them also in the wild boars. You can't get rid of them. They kill them. Wie soll?
Wildschwein.
Schwein is a pig, and wild. Swine, like in swine, wild swine.
Wildschwein.
Wild swine. Okay. So here, this picture. You see that the chazer has split hooves, and yet, okay. So as long as you know that it's not a chazer, it looks something completely different, then you could eat it. Says, right? No. We're talking about. I could prove. I can't look at its mouth. I look at let's say the wildebeest. I say, oh, it has split hooves. It's a raya that he's kosher. As long as you know that the wildebeest is not a chazer, because the chazer also has split hooves and he's not kosher. But there's only one animal in the world that has split hooves and is not kosher. That's the chazer. Ask the Gemara, how do you know? Maybe there's another one. Same question that we had before. Oh, maybe there's another animal that's like a chazer that has split hooves and it's not a maligero. It can't be. The Tana B'Mishmol, same thing as we said before. If it's a chazer, kimafresh parsa. Who? Only the chazer. Who? The Rebbeinu Shalom knows. There's only one animal in the world called a chazer. Shows you that he's a big tzaddik. Look at my feet. The famous thing. For the third time, you walk in the desert. You can't do the first two tricks that Rav Chisda said before, because its mouth is all messed up, its feet are messed up. What do? There's a third trick. You look inside into the flesh of the animal. Here we have a picture. What number is it? Usually I have it Masudar. On a normal night, I have
3. You have a new one from Yoshi.
63. Wow, crazy amount of things. Shasi Ve'erev means if you look at the meat over here, it goes in two different directions. Where? By the by the tail. Here, I like this picture even more. This one is different. It goes, you could see the grain of the meat goes in different directions. Wow, we're already an hour into this year. We're still on Amud Aleph. This is bad news. Says the Gemara, it's 2:10 in the morning. Weiter. If it doesn't go both ways, then it's tummy. You should know there's a wild donkey called the oroid. It has meat that goes two directions. Make sure it's not a donkey, then you know it's 100% kosher. Says the Gemara, same question we had before. Maybe there's another thing similar to this wild donkey. No, we have a Kabbalah. We have a tradition. There's no other animal besides the aroid and kosher animals that their meat goes in different directions. Where should you check? It's by the tail, like you see in this picture right over here. Simon chaya. What's the simon of a chaya, of a venison? Those who ate venison, how do they know what's a chaya? What do you mean? What's a simon? It regurgitates. It's maligera. It has mafresh parsa. Great. No, I don't want to know how you know a deer is kosher. I want to know how you know that it's a deer and not a cow. How can I tell the difference between a behema and a chaya? This is what it said. If it has horns and has pointed hooves, then it is something like this. Here, these are pointed. You see, like that.
But this is a kosher simon?
Yeah.
The horns.
No, not that it's kosher simon. This is a simon that's a chaya, that it's kosher, it's maligera and mafresh parsa. It has a split. Here, this also has a split, you see? But it's pointy. Tlafai. If this, this chaya has horns, you don't have to check. The only thing I didn't understand so much is a cow has horns. So we'll see. That has to do with the Gemara in a second. Yeah, the Gemara asked the question, not me.
Not the same kind.
I asked the question, but the Gemara says it. Good. Yesh l'tofayim tzorchat lachzor al karnayim. Okay, if it has the hooves, you have to look at the sponsors. Only two short sponsors for the turning of the daf. Baidar Global, the official non-corporate sponsor of the MDY League, Encore Healthcare, as its host for all of Klal Yisrael, weiter. Says the Gemara, V'keresh, avapi she'ein lo yelekeren achas, mutar. This keresh has one horn, you're allowed to eat it. So Rav Amitai ben David wants the taina that the keresh over here is a giraffe. It actually has 4 stomachs, it's maligera, sometimes it has one horn on top, and we don't need it because we don't have the Messiah where to shacht it, but a giraffe has all the simonim of a kosher chaya. That would be a chaya actually, not a behema.
It would be hard to capture it, to shaft it as well.
Yeah, they could capture. I still didn't capture. They have them in the zoo, but you need a special box.
They have one.
No, it's a very, very dangerous animal. It kills another giraffe with its neck. It swings its neck, boom, dead. It kicks a lion 20 feet in the air. So yeah, it would be a problem. You would have to have the right machines and all that. But hey, there's a lot of meat there. When we were in the safari, we saw a giraffe dead, and all the lions, 10 lions, were eating it. 3 days in a row, we went there, and they were there all 3 days. They're just eating and eating and eating, feasting. A whole mishpacha, 10 lions. Says the Gemara, Klolo, what? There's a rule. Vareyes, you have a goat. The yesh lekarnaim utlafayim, it has horns. A goat has horns. And has lafayim, has those pointy feet, hooves. V'chal b'yasser, you're not allowed to eat its chaylev. How do you know you're not allowed to eat the chaylev? Because the Torah says mefurish, you're not allowed to eat the chaylev of, here's the pasuk. Dabel b'nei Yisrael le'ema kol chaylev shor v'chesev ve'ez, a goat, like a chaylev, you're not allowed to eat it. Says the Gemara, krucha is being on. You're right, but the horn has to be karoch. What number is that? I'm looking up and down here. It's crazy. Wow. Wildest stuff. Here, kruchos. Kruchos means that it's layered like an onion. You see, like that. So that's one of the simonim you need. Says Gemara, varei shor the kruchos v'chelba also. A bull has this kind of horn, and you're not allowed to eat a bull. You're not allowed to eat a behema chaylev. You're allowed to eat a chaya, all chaylev of a chaya of a deer you're allowed to eat. Remember that. But a sheep and a cow, you're not allowed to eat the chaylev. There's certain chaylev you're allowed to, we saw, but most of it you're not allowed to. It says Gemara charuka, it has grooves in it, being on. Something like this. These grooves. It says Gemara, wow. All these wives are mamish tzitkanis, letting their husbands. But a goat has these grooves in it, and the chel is also. Says Gemara, futsal is being on. You need that they should branch off. Ask the Gemara of Arei Tzvi. What about a Tzvi? The aim of futsalis. A deer's horns are not split. The chel by mutar. So Rabbi said, here's the ma'aser of Chaim Kanevsky. Mamish happened. Sitting on the porch, geschmack ear, and I'm learning this Gemara, and all of a sudden I had this problem. It's like,
More at the end. It's 68.
oh, I see it. So the problem that I had is I said, I think I've seen a deer or two in my life, and their horns do split in different directions. The Gemara says their horns don't split. So I read it again. Maybe I didn't read it well. Its horns are not split. And then I look up. I'm sitting on the porch. I look, and this is what I see. This picture was taken tonight. The Valuga Hotel. Look at that. That's a deer. Is that not split? That's split. So the deer came to my window. So anyway.
For here. You're right.
Oh.
The ibex horns.
Rashi asked the question. He asked the question. He says, no, it's not called, they didn't call it Tzvi, it's called a Steinbock. Steinbock. You guys know what it is?
Yeah.
This is a Steinbock.
It's in the mountains.
Yeah, it's a mountain goat. So here, this is it. Here's a Steinbock. Yeah, you're right. The one on the right has mufutzalos. That's what we know. The deer that you hit in Muncie when you're driving, boom, those have these kind of antlers, whatever you want to call them. But a Steinbach doesn't have. It has ooh-ah. You don't want to get hit by that thing. But that's a chaya, and that's not a goat. That's not a behemoth. That's a chaya. Did you know that the Steinbach is a chaya? It looks like a goat, but it's a wild goat. That's already they have that in Eretz Yisrael. And where they have Machdesh Rimon over there? No, they come out to they're all over the place over there. Wild. You know what else they have there? Interesting. They have the Hyrex over there. They have in that area right there. They come out to you get out of your car, all of a sudden they start walking around. They're eating from the trees, and then they have Hyrex. That animal that's Malagera and not. Okay, so we got to finish up over here. I'm seeing double. Says Gemara, Chadura is being on. So the two ways to read it. Chadura is Chaduda is either it's round or it's pointy. Being on. Hilkoch. Says Gemara, hey, if it's split, you don't need any. It's pasha that it's what? It's a chaya. And when it's not split, being krucha is Chadura is the charukos you need that they should be layered, they should be round or with a point. The charukos that has a bunch of grooves in it. And that they're next to each other. These are the karkois, and that's why we had a problem with this goat from karkois. What happened? These are the karkois that have a very shkeluso, the okor, melitzana, they had a bunch of fat that came out of this goat, but they weren't sure if it's a chaya that you're allowed to eat the fat, or it's a behemoth you're not allowed to eat the fat. Rav Choy said it's also. Rav Shmuel Bereder Rav Avo Ochamine, but Rav Shmuel Bereder Rav Avo said you're allowed to eat from it. Koyan Avshay, and he said this pasuk mepri pi ish tizba bitnai. You will be satiated from the fruit of when you hear from another man. In other words, I learned well from a Rebbe. My Rebbe told me you're allowed to eat this kind of goat, so maybe I'm going to be saveh. I'm going to be satiated. I'm going to be full. You're allowed to eat it. For what? This ease of the karkais. And I just want to make sure that ease of the karkais is not what the Gemara says later, okay? Just be careful of Rabbeinu Achai who says that you're not allowed to eat this kind of goat. Don't say in front of him that the Allah is you're allowed to. That'll make him feel bad. And so what? He's the Goladar. So be careful. Don't fight with him. Rabbi Sai, have a gewaldige week. Thank you for coming.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.